Zhan Zhuang. This will be a daily practice instruction to energize both body and mind. Zhan Zhuang stands for standing like a tree. We begin this practice through gentle warm up by swinging the arms side to side, or any type of favorite exercise you have to warm up. We stand in a natural posture as we allow the natural breath to go into the lungs, softly connecting to the body, to the ground, as we assume a comfortable posture, taking in as much of the free air that we can into the lungs in a relaxed fashion. As we extend the arms forward, just like we would be holding a tree or standing like a tree, which Zhan Zhuang stands for. In this posture, we are integrating both the emotional mind and the heart, the mind, the intellect, but especially anchoring it through the body into this living experience of the present. So there is some visualization involved where you're also imagining you're leaning against a tree or a big balloon. Feeling the body, feeling how in certain areas the body starts tensing up, and that is where we listen to the body and relax those muscles without slacking, without becoming too relaxed. So there is this push and pull, gently executed, starting from the feet all the way up. Noticing the different areas of the body, relaying information. So some guidelines that are helpful here. Notice the fingers. We avoid having them be too wide or too clenched up together. Instead, maintaining a soft openness between them. Similarly with the joints, avoiding sharp angles with the wrists, fingers, keeping that natural flow, the natural curvature of the body, coming all the way from the shoulders to the thumbs that are facing up, fingers pointing at each other. Soft stretch of the fingers. Then we have the elbows, that imagining them to be heavy, therefore lowering them slightly towards the ground as if they are raindrops, just gently, while maintaining the thumbs up and the fingers facing each other. Imagine there's a large balloon in between the arms, keeping them lifted, or as if you're in the water, in a pool, just letting the arms float. Next, we pay attention to the hollowness of the body. Instead of stretching too wide or being too closed inward, a natural flow as if you're hugging a large tree or a big balloon. Softly. Now we notice the shoulders, which have a tendency of being lifted or tensing up. So we avoid that by relaxing the shoulders as if waterfall is going down from the shoulders. So they're not lifted, they're not too lowered, but they're just naturally allowing the shoulder blades to flow down, keeping the back muscles relaxed. This requires us to maintain communication with the body, which is very meditative, connecting to the earth with the breath. So the shoulders are usually the main problem for many, many students, to maintain that softness in the shoulders. With practice, you will be able to. Next is the avoiding of sticking out, jutting out the neck, lifting it too high or sticking out too far forward. Instead, just gently lower it down to the chin as you allow the top of the head to point to the sky, imagining the spine as if it were a suspended necklace, a string of pearls, keeping the natural curvature of the spine, and then tucking the tailbone slightly under to avoid the arch in the low back. This relieves any kind of tension. Throughout this time, we will become aware of the breath. The breath that is throughout, the guide telling us as to what's going on, the tension that we feel, the breathing pattern that changes. For that, we maintain belly breathing. Now here, I'm showing the different postures that when the arms get tired, it's natural for us to lower the hands down. So this would be one of the other postures where the hands are lowered, but trying to maintain the other factors that were discussed, such as the elbows not sticking out, the wrists maintaining that natural flow to them instead of being angled. Sharp angles don't exist. So imagine there's a big balloon that you're holding between the hands. Another posture is having the hands, the fingers extended to the sides. Again, maintaining that curvature, soft curve. This is another position when the arms get tired. Ideally, we hold Zhan Zhuang for about 1 minute to 5 minutes. This would be another posture that I am showing, where the palms are facing forward instead of towards us. So when the arms and the body gets tired, we can switch between the hand positions. That's okay. Next, we look at the legs, the feet position. So It's important for us to have a comfortable position, usually shoulder width apart, having the feet be shoulder width apart. But the key factor is to keep ourselves equally balanced on both legs, both feet, both knees. So sometimes the body will have a tendency to lean to one side over the other. So this posture of Zhan Zhuang will also allow us to reconnect and learn proper alignment. Here I'm demonstrating a lower, deeper leg position, if the body is able to. However, this is not necessary. Usually younger individuals can hold the position with the body lowered like that. Here is a key factor for us to remember not to lock the knees. Instead, we have them bent slightly. And to that point, we also need to be reminded not to go beyond the toes, keeping the proper alignment where the knees don't overstretch, overextend beyond the toes, which protects the knees. And this itself requires us to activate certain muscles. So here is where we also see the push and pull, the tension and the relaxation happening, while we're also observing the breath throughout, which is the grand messenger of what's taking place. The breath always is communicating what's happening in the mind, in the body. So this is when we're practicing sati proper. This is a wonderful exercise that reconnects us. As I mentioned, the breathing is through the belly. As we breathe in, the belly extends like a balloon, imagining the qi flowing inward towards the area of the belly where we have the dantian. The qi gathers there according to Chinese medicine and the principles of qigong. So here I'm demonstrating the more relaxed hand position. Imagine you have tiny little paper balloons, hollow balloons right underneath your armpits, lifting the elbows outward and up. So you can't squeeze them. If you do, they'll be crushed. So being mindful, observing, connecting, constantly experiencing the process of adjusting, learning and purifying. There's an experience of symbiosis taking place. We're fully alert, fully present. This is the other position of the arms, extending. When you reach that point where your body says, I can't do this, hold this posture further, so you can change it. As you see here, the other position where the arms, the hands are pushing away, palms facing forward. Remember, the whole body is a single unit, comprised of so many different factors and conditions. And we're observing, feeling, connecting. All throughout the time, Always breathing in, breathing out naturally without holding the breath. Checking in. Connecting. Remembering to smile throughout, which, by the way, happens naturally. Closing.